Good morning, children. So today we are going to continue the chapter Tabby's tablecloth. In the last video we had talked till 10th paragraph, and I hope those things are clear to you. And also in the live class I had already spoken about this, and let's see how much today we can complete, since this chapter is a bit longer than compared to the other chapters, so it will take a little time. And maybe today it's not possible to complete because there are a lot of them, so let's see how much we can finish. Okay, so in our previous video I had we have known till now that the time was of war. The American War of Revolution was going on. The American Revolution was going on at the time, and the year was 1775. Okay, and that was the time. That was the time of danger. That was the time of tension. Okay, the main war was going on at the time, and in 1776, actually, what happened? These two parties were fighting against each other. That is Great Britain as a whole, and on the other hand, in America there were 13 British colonies who had already become independent in 1776. So that was all the war about, and that is why they were fighting. So we have seen while the story starts that Tabby is presented to be full of vigor, and she is walking through the country road. Okay, she is walking through the country road, and she is in a hurry. She is busy in while she is walking, and also she wants to reach very faster, because at that point of time, staying on the or remaining on the road or outside, okay, out of the house, that was not safe at that time. So she was in a great hurry and she wanted to reach faster, and that's why wherever she was going through, she was very you can say she was very careful, because everywhere she was looking anxiously wherever she was going. And she is also presented to be a patriot. Okay, she is a patriot in the sense she was ready to do anything for her country. She had love towards her country. She was energetic, and also during that time, due to the situation of that time, she was very agitated. She was very upset. Okay, and also angry because the British were coming to conquer, to destroy whatever the things they had. And people had already prepared themselves to whatever fight was, whatever they would be needed for fighting. And then she was carrying as she was carrying a basket of eggs, as we already have known that she was carrying a basket of eggs on her arm, and below those eggs a message was hiding. She was hiding a message, and that she was carrying to Deacon Cyrus Hosmer's home. So while she was on the way, suddenly her heart gave a thump, because suddenly she saw that just in front of her two strangers appeared, and nothing was distinct, but by the appearance she understood that they were the British. That means they were the enemy party. Now they asked about the address of Mr. Daniel Bliss, and she now was confirmed that yes, they are from the enemy. They are from the side of enemy, and they are going to do us harm, because the person who was asked about, that is Mr. Daniel Bliss, he was a Tory, and the Tories, they are such a party who is protecting, or who is supporting the British. Okay, so in that way, the British are their enemy, and in that sense also this Daniel Bliss, he is also an enemy. So she was now confirmed, and she didn't show in any kind of way that she had understood, but she said that yes, if you go a little further, then you will get his house. So then just after that, she went to Deacon Cyrus Hosmer's home, and after that she told. She also gave the message that she was carrying in the basket. She gave that message, and also the message that the strangers were in the town. So immediately what happened, Decon Cyrus Hosmer, he told his wife, he instructed his wife that you give some eggs, okay, basket of eggs, so that Tevi can now go to Daniel Bliss house, so that she can spend some time there and she can gain some information. So coming to the Tory's house about noon, we are starting from paragraph 11. Coming to the Tory's house about noon, Tevi could smell roasting meat and baking pie. Some preparations were going on because the guests were there. Now, who were the guests? Let's see. Stepping softly to the back door, she peeped in. Now, Tevi had actually moved. Tevi had actually entered the house to the back side of the door. Okay, not the front door. Not like a normal person. She was a spy actually. She was spying. She had actually come here to spy on this whole family actually. She peeped in and saw Mrs. Bliss and her maid cooking in the big kitchen, and she saw that the women, the maid and the wife of Daniel Bliss, they were busy in preparing something. They were too busy to notice the little spy who slipped round to the front of the house, and she had entered from the back side of the door and she reached to the front. What she saw made her suspicious. Now we will mark this line. This paragraph 13 is important. What she saw made her suspicious. In the dining room, a table was set in great style with the best china and a fine long tablecloth. Still, another peep through the living room window showed her the two strangers with Mr. Bliss. You will mark up to Mr. Bliss. Okay. So, what she saw inside the room made her suspicious now. She became more doubtful now. What was the doubt? Why was she doubting? Because she saw inside the dining room a table was set in great style. The table was decorated, okay, in very stylish way, and with the best china and a fine long tablecloth. With the best china, that means the dishes, okay, the plates, they were made of Chinese material. So with the best china and a fine long tablecloth, and the table that was covered with a long tablecloth. Still another peep, but she could not resist, or she was not. She had to know something more, and that's why she peeped for the second time. And while she peeped this time, she saw the two strangers with Mr. Bliss. Those strangers whom she had seen on the road. The same strangers were present in Mr. Bliss' house. Now there is no doubt. She is totally confirmed that yes, they are the British and they are our enemy. Unfortunately, they talked in too low a tone for a word to reach even her sharp ears. But unfortunately, what happened? They were talking so slowly that she could not hear anything. Okay, what they were talking about. I must know what they are planning. I have to know, because she was there because of this purpose. She was mainly here. She had mainly come here with the ex because of this purpose. She had to know what was going to happen, or what was happening, or what they were planning. I'm sure it's bad and I won't go home till I find out, thought Tevi. And Tevi had already made certain, she was already sure that I'm going to see this, I'm going to know about this, until then I'm not going to leave. Marching into the kitchen, she presented her eggs with a message from Madame Hosmer. Now Madame Hosmer is the wife of Decon Cyrus Hosmer. Okay, so Madame Hosmer, this is just an excuse. Okay, so she entered the kitchen and she presented her eggs. The eggs she had brought from Hosmer's home. She presented the eggs with a message, just a casual message like "How are you?" like that kind of thing, from Madame Hosmer. "They are mighty welcome, child. We have unexpected company to dinner. Thank you for the eggs, but we already have some guests at home, so we'll not be able to use this now. We'll have this later." And they just exchanged kind of like thankfulness kind of words between each other. Said Mrs. Bliss, "Can I help, ma'am? I'm quite good at beating eggs." Now because her purpose for coming to Daniel Bliss' house was the main thing, that she had to spy on these strangers, on the British and Mr. Daniel Bliss. Okay, That was the main reason. And for that she had to remain there so that she could learn, she could understand, or she could get to know something more. Okay, some more information was needed, and that's why she wanted to spend more time in that house, and that's why she was asked. This was just an excuse, okay, that Taby was making, that if you don't mind, then can I stay, can I help you. She was offering help, that was the only reason. Can I help them? I'm quite good at beating eggs. Now beating eggs means, it does not mean that just simply beating the eggs. It's not that. It is actually making the what that is called, it is that means, what do you call this, blending the eggs. You understand, I guess what I'm trying to say. Besides, I am tired and wouldn't mind sitting a bit if I'm not in the way, said Taby. And she said that if you don't mind, if you don't find my presence interfering in your kitchen, then I want to help you, or I want to stay here, because also I am tired. But you be in the way, said the old maid. We don't want any help. Now, just come to your word meaning in the bottom of the page. Here it is written, in the past be was used by uneducated people to mean are. If we put this meaning are here, then you read, but you are in the way. That means Taby said that if you don't mind my presence, if you don't find my presence to be interfering in the kitchen, then I want to stay. But to that the maid said very rudely that you are interfering in our kitchen. Your presence is actually interfering, is presenting a kind of interference in our kitchen. Said the old maid, we don't want any help. Okay, she said that. So you'd better be stepping along home. So you just leave. We don't want any help. We both are comfortable with each other and we'll manage our work. So we don't want any help. So picking up her basket, Taby marched out of the kitchen with her nose in the air. Now, as there was no excuse to stay back, so what she did, she took the basket on which she had brought the eggs. She took that and went out of the kitchen with her nose in the air. Nose in the air means, see, just see my expression how it is. Nose in the air, just like this. So what does this posture of me tells you? It tells you that I'm proud. So Taby was proud at that time that though I offered help, it was their loss. They didn't want to get my help. So she left. But while she was passing, okay, the front of the house, as she was about to leave the house through the front door, she could not resist another look through the open window. She wanted to see another time, because the kind of feeling of spying that was already within her. As she leaned in, something moved under the long tablecloth that swept the floor. Now what happened? While she peeped for the another time, she saw, this time while she peeped in, she saw something strange, that under the long tablecloth something was moving, and while it was moving, the tablecloth's movement could be seen. Simply, if it is just laid, it will not move, but if there is some there has to be some movement, because something might be there inside the table. So while she saw more closely, what she found, suddenly out popped a grey cat's head. Then the cat came up purring to meet the newcomer. So while she saw more closely, she saw that suddenly out of the tablecloth, from the tablecloth, out came out the head portion of the cat. Okay, and that cat, while it saw Taby, it came running to her to meet her. Came up purring. Purring means while the cat makes that slow sound, that is called purring. So now you see then what happens. Where one Taby hides, another can. Do I dare to do it? Now listen one thing. What she is saying here is that where one Taby hides, another can. She thought to herself. Taby thought to herself. Till now we know that Taby is Tabitha Turble. Okay, this is what we know. But now if you see your word meaning, then you can see here it's written, Tabby's word meaning is given here. It's written, a cat with brown or grey fur marked with dark line or spots. That means that breed, which the cat with brown or grey fur, they, and with this characteristic, they are called Tabby. Okay. So she thought to herself, where one Tabby is hiding, another Tabby also can hide. So there are two Tabbies in the story. One is the cat, another is the human itself, that is Tabitha Turble. Do I dare to do it? Now she thought. Now she is thinking within herself. First she thought about hiding. Next she thought, should I dare to do it? Should I do it? What will happen to me if they find me? And okay, I will go under the table and I'll hide myself there. But if I'm found out, if they find me out, then what will happen? But how wonderful it would be if I could hear what these men are plotting. There are two chances. First is that she might be caught. Second chance is she might not be caught. If she is caught, first thing, if she is caught, what they are going to do, we can imagine. But if she is not caught, our second choice, or Tabby's second thought is that if she is not caught, then what? Then she is going to know everything, every plan, every secret, whatever they are plotting against their enemy. That means against the Americans. Tabby thought to herself, she thought this. Now let's see what happens. Okay, yeah. As I told you, you have to mark paragraph 13 up to Mr. Bliss, and here you mark paragraph 21, where one Tabby hides, another can. Okay. Now let's see what happens. Will she hide? Hiding the basket among the bushes, she leapt lightly in, and she hid her basket among the bushes, and then she lightly came inside the house. And while the cat sat on the windowsill. Now, what does windowsill means? Windowsill is the place. You have seen the long windows, the French windows, where that means the bottom. Okay, suppose this is our window. This bottom. This is called the windowsill, and the cat was sitting on that. And while the cat sat on the windowsill, calmly washing its face, she vanished under the table. That time was the sun was there and it was looking outside, so its face looked like the sun shine was falling on its face. So while on the one side the Tabby, that means the cat, was busy, on the other hand she vanished under the table. She moved inside the table. Tabby's heart began to flutter, and it was now thuk 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 like this. Okay, it was beating very fast, because what if she gets caught? Now she had already gone inside. It was too late to retreat. Now retreat means to undo the thing which has been done. She had already got inside the table. Now it was very late that she would come out from inside the table. Why? The poor girl could only make herself as small as possible. She just could adjust. The only idea or the only option that she was left was that she could only make herself smaller and smaller, just to make herself comfortable inside the table. Nothing else was nothing other option was there with her. Quite hidden under the long folds of the tablecloth. Now that was the only option with her, that she could only hide herself inside the tablecloth and making herself smaller and smaller. That was the only option for her. But by the time the guests were called in, Tabby was calm again. And now, because until you are not set for something, you will keep thinking about what will happen. But once you have stepped into it, once you have got into the game, You are all ready to just play it. And this was her time. She was now calm because she had to now hear everything what they were going to talk. For a time, the hungry gentlemen were too busy eating to talk much. For a time, while they just started, they were very busy in having their food. But soon they were ready for business. Now they started talking. Finally, they started talking. They drew close together and spoke in low voices. They might have been sitting quite far away. Now they all came together. They sat very closely and they were talking very slowly. But still, there is an advantage for Tabby because she was just hiding under the table and she could hear everything very nicely. But soon they were ready for business. They drew closer together and spoke in low voices. However, she heard enough. She could hear everything to prove that she was right. And whatever she had doubted, that these people are going to do something harm for us, that was actually true. Whatever she had doubted, it was actually coming out right. The newcomers were Captain Brown and another junior officer of the British Army. Mark this line. Who were these newcomers, or who were these strangers? Who were these British soldiers? So one was Captain Brown and another junior officer of the British Army. They had come to find out where the supplies were stored and how well the town was defended. They had come to get the information that what the people are preparing to defend themselves and where the supplies were stored. Okay, shall we continue? No, one more class will be needed. Okay, if I start now, let's see. These people won't fight, will they? Yeah. Let's do last this two more paragraphs. These people, so they had come there to find out that why, what the people had stored and how well the town had prepared themselves to fight their enemies. These people won't fight, will they? Asked Captain Brown. So Captain Brown asked that are the people having some kind of stamina in themselves? Are they having some kind of what do you say, that energy that they can fight us back? Of course they will fight you to the death. They are so powerful, they are so they have so much strength in them that they'll keep on fighting until they are dead, answered Mr. Bliss. I'll stop here. This thing is getting very interesting. After you finish this, then we'll complete the remaining part. And yeah, okay, you just see up to this. The very next video will be coming very soon, and we'll finish this. Okay, so yeah, till then, stay safe and thank you.